right? I think the most important thing to stay ahead of competition and to ensure that you have a great product roadmap is to have a very close ear to the ground, right? It's important that you keep interacting with your customers, you keep talking to your customers, and this is not purely via data. You actually do consumer interviews, you go to understand the user needs, empathize with the users, and this has to be a very continuous process. It can't be like a one-time thing, right? And I think a lot of what the kind of products I've built over the last few years has actually come from having a very, very close ear to the ground. I think data and analytics has an extremely important role to play. One of the things which we very strongly use data and analytics for is in the prioritization of what features we build for consumers. Right? You always have one input, which I said, you will talk to consumers and you will get some broad trends. This is what you want to build, right? But unless that's backed by strong data, unless that's backed by strong analytics, it is very difficult to say, okay, this is priority 1, this is priority 2, this is priority 3, right? So I think the finer point is how do you maintain a balance between what we call as qualitative studies, talking to consumers, and quantitative study, which comes from, looking at your data, looking at your analytics, looking at how consumers behave, generating trends out of that, and then matching it with your qualitative data, and then coming to a decision-making process. Yeah, I'll answer the first question, which is how do you maintain the balance between new and existing products? At the end of the day, we are all very closely tied to the metrics we drive, right? As an organization, as a part of product teams, you all own a metric and you all have a goal and you have to meet those metrics, right? So the question is never about, building something new versus, improving something which already exists. The question is, which is the problem you have the highest confidence on? And which is the solution which will solve that problem with the highest probability? If you can answer these two questions, it is never a choice between building something new versus enhancing something which is existing. It is wherever your problem confidence and solution confidence points you to, and then that's broadly the approach we take. Yeah, I think conversational AI will play a very important role. It's obviously a buzzword right now, and we are slowly seeing a lot of use cases coming out. One area, one use case I very clearly see is how customer support experience is going to very, very strongly be impacted by conversational AI. But there are other examples as well, right? I recently read about this company which is trying to build travel itineraries by AI, right? It looks at your data and then it tells you this is the best place to go. These are the things you should be doing. These are the flights you should be taking. These are the hotels you should be looking, right? So I think the use cases will keep evolving. Customer support for sure is one I very strongly feel about. There will be other use cases which will come up, but we'll see how it goes. Yeah, that's a very interesting question, and I don't think I have the entire answer. I think the entire space of ML models, AI, and how they interact with consumer data is still evolving, right? And there are companies which are building their own models, they're working with their own data. And then there are companies which will come with a plug-and-play solution, use your data and build models and build conversational AI on top of that, right? And at this point, it is fairly unclear how this will evolve. My sense is, at some point, there will be a need of a regulator, right? Whether it is the government, whether it is someone else. But there has to be, just like in India right now, we are talking about data privacy laws, right? We will probably come to a stage where it's probably a version 2 of those data privacy laws, and that's where we'll start answering some of these more nuanced questions.
For more updates from CXO TV, please like and subscribe to our channel.